Spoiler alert. I should have did this a long time ago.
Daddy, can I play your bass?
All right, guys, we are back with another review. But before I start, I just want to tell you thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope I don't let you guys down on this journey that we are taking together. Ooh. All right, let's get into it. I have with me the Eclair Spire 6 custom in-ear monitors. I didn't go overboard with the finish, but these are molded specifically for my ears. I was looking for something to upgrade my sound. As many of you probably have, I've already gone through the regular headphones. I've done all the KZ, whatever you want to say. I've even done these. These were actually my latest ones I did. The Kiwi Orchestra Lite. They're actually done by the same company. These are pretty good, but I was looking for something more with my sound. So I went ahead and took the plunge. I did some research I didn't want to spend over $1,000. I know that sounds like a lot, but to me it was an investment, and it's a worthwhile investment. I'm gonna get into that a little later. But I wanted something good. I wanted something that in the pit at my church, we recently did a little makeover. The drums used to sit right next to me, so even though I was using in-ears, I still could kind of feel the pulse of the drums because they were right next to me, and the cage was a little bit open next to me, and the drummer used to hit me with his drumsticks all the time. He was a big bully. They eventually rearranged the pit, and so the drums are sitting way to the other side of the pit now, and I was looking for something that would give me a feel, more oomph, or something that would give me that more energy, especially in the low end. And I just wasn't getting it in just regular off the shelf, I would say, in-ears. So I did some research, asked around, and I settled on the Eclair Spire Sixes. And like I showed you before, went and got them molded. I didn't go overboard on the customization, which they do have. They have a pretty good customization. You get your own logos on here if you want. You have different colors. I didn't go overboard. Just I'm just needing for my ears. Yeah, so went on Eclair's website, and what I really liked about Eclair's website is that they give you a really good description of the headphones and the sound signature and what you can expect. They have a lot of tools and articles for recommendations for what you're looking for. These are 6 drivers. They have a 5 driver, and the profile signature on those were a little more bass heavy according to their website. And I didn't go with those just based off a recommendation from a friend. So I went with the Spire Sixes, and I am very happy with them. They're very clear, very neutral, but you can throw anything at it. Like if I want to put a bunch of low end on these bad boys, they could handle it, and they sound very clear, and you can feel it. It's crazy. You could feel the low end energy in there, and I really love that about these. But what I really love about these over the shelf in-ears is the seal. Nothing can compare to the seal in your ear that you get from custom molds. When you go to the audiologist and they put that foam in your ear and you go send them off, and that seal, when you first put these on for the first time, I remember at the end of one service I was talking to my MD and I still had them in my ear, so I was kind of yelling, and I pulled them out and it was just like, wow, it's so loud here. It was like I could hear everybody talking and everything. It was like the seal alone was just doing such a great job of isolating the sound around me so I can hear better. I've also noticed with these that I don't have the volume cranked up. It was something I actually had to get used to, and something I noticed immediately. I've only had these things for maybe 3 weeks, and it was dramatic difference with the sound level, and it's something I had to get used to immediately because I didn't need to crank these up because the isolation is so good that you don't have to compensate for the sound around you. And I actually had to have the sound man do a ambient mic so I can like have a little bit of the room around me in these, because it was doing such a wonderful job of isolating. In the pit that I play in, we're all pretty close except for the drums. They move the drums away, but the keyboard player is right next to me. Guitar player is sitting right next. Everything is really close. Like I can literally feel the organ, Leslie, when the organ is playing, like the bass notes and everything. That's how close we are. It's a very, very small pit. And so that isolation is very important, and it makes a world of a difference. Overall, man, I love these things. I really do. Now, I will say, if I had any critiques about this, it would be the wire. I don't know if you can see that, but this wire is thin. Ain't no way around it. It's thin. I don't do much traveling with my in-ears. I usually, honestly, I just leave them at church, man. I take them off and I hang them up next to my personal monitor, and I just leave them there, clean them before I put them in for the next service. So I don't do a lot of traveling, but if you're constantly picking these things up, wrapping them up and putting them in the case, then I would definitely recommend getting an upgraded, some would say, and this is a fair assessment, that for this price point, that this should come with a better quality wire. And I agree with that. But overall, these are fantastic, and for the price, because if you're looking at other companies, for example, like 64 Audio, man, you getting like what, 2 drivers for $900, $900, and for these without any customizations, they were like, I think $949 on the site. So under $1,000, excellent sound quality. I can throw anything sound wise at these and they just eat it up, man. I love these. Now, just based on how these sound, if you were going to go with the 5 driver, which are a little bit less expensive, I think they're like $800. They're somewhere around $800, $850, somewhere around there. I could definitely see they would definitely be more bass heavy, but it's nothing that would be overpowering or anything that you couldn't EQ out. And I wouldn't even say that they're just for, I think bass players and drummers would absolutely love those five drivers. But I feel like anybody could use them, because especially if you're in a situation where you're not allowed monitors next to you. Fortunately for me, I have a bass amp kind of sitting in front of me, so if I want to like feel the energy, I can just crank up my amp a little bit and just feel it from there. But even with these Spire Sixes, man, I really don't I really don't need the amp in front of me to feel it, because these are given. But the 5 driver, man, I would definitely say the low end energy would be crazy. It would be crazy. It would be really good in there. Probably not as much mids, but I still feel like the clarity would be there, based on, you know, what I'm getting from the Spire Sixes. So if you wanna, you know, don't want to spend that much money, go down to the 5s, especially if you're a bass or drummer. Yeah, those 5s would sound sweet, I would think. But the clear 6s, man, I know I'm a bass player, but these sound good. These sound good. Like, the clarity is just, I keep saying it, the clarity and the energy that these things give, man, they are fantastic, and I would recommend them for any musician or any singer, because I mean, at the end of the day, you want to you feed off the energy of the music, and these absolutely give you that, with a lot of clarity, a lot of headroom. And like I said in a previous video, you know, I'm not old, but I'm getting up there. And protecting your hearing, man, I know we've all done gigs where you've sat next to an amp or a monitor, and your ears are like ringing after it, or even you have headphones in or in-ears in with the tips, and they're just, you know, it's just so much sound around you, or you have to compensate so much because you're not really getting clarity, and you still have to turn them up, and then at the end of the day, you're driving home in silence because your ears are ringing. You know, with these, I don't have to deal with that, man. These, like I said before, I don't have to turn these up, and I still hear everything, and I still feel everything. Like, I can feel the bass drum, I can feel my bass when I play. It feels good, man. It sounds good. So 10 out of 10, man. 10 out of 10. If you ever want to take the plunge for in-ear monitors, and you don't want to spend a S load of money, man, get a Claire. These are great, man. These are great. 10 out of 10. Recommend them. Love them to death. Love them to death. Well, guys, that's the end of my video. Once again, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Also, if you like what you hear, I have, you know, some more stuff coming up in the future. Stay tuned. Like this. Leave a comment. I always try to get at my comments and reply to them. Share this with somebody. You know, if you're looking at in-ears, or you know somebody else that's looking for in-ears, share this with them. You know, maybe my opinion, my review will help somebody. And subscribe. Hit that notification so you can see what's coming up next. And thank you again, guys.